Senator Tom Bakk was elected to the Senate in 2002, began service in 2003, has served 20 years in the Senate, accumulating 7,076 days of service in the Senate. His total legislative experience is 10,002 days of legislative service. It is my honor to present Senator Tom Bakk.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. And I guess first, so that we don't leave today with too many mysteries, let me try resolve one. This is Papa's desk, Senator Newman. And about a month ago, I came in on a Monday and opened up my drawer, and here's this note in my drawer, and I didn't know the kids were here. And it says, "Dear Papa, I'm president of the Senate right now, and I'm in your seat writing this note. Sincerely, Maribel." She's right up there. And that little boy that Senator Newman mentioned, who was worried there might be monsters in this room, that's little Frankie, and he's right up there too. So I know yesterday you didn't see a lot of me on the floor, and I know many of you were thinking, gosh, he's working behind the scenes and he's working to make sure we get a bonding bill over the finish line. Just need to remind you, it needs to be a House file. But I did spend a great deal of time yesterday trying to figure out how to organize my thoughts for today, because several lobbyists have told me, Tom, what you say is going to be important. So as I was going through that, trying to get my thoughts together based on almost 3 decades here, I told Larissa, my legislative assistant, and let me just say, whoever picks her up when I'm gone is going to win the lottery, because she is the best of the best. I told her, I don't know if I can do this. There is just so much going through my mind about the experience that I have had here. And you would think after 22 speeches, it all would have been said. But Senator Miller, just one more thing. Members of the Senate, legislative staff, lobbyists, all of the government relations people that work the halls of this Capitol, to the constituents in my district, and to all Minnesotans, thank you. You have enriched my life in ways I could never have imagined. You know, this decision to retire that I finally came to a conclusion on in March has been one of the more difficult decisions I've made in my life. And I knew when redistricting was coming that I'd have a district, and that I wouldn't be paired, because one of the benefits of living in the corner of the state, especially where I live, is they would have had to push me into Lake Superior or into Canada, and that wasn't going to happen. But I did spend a great deal of time before the maps came out and after they came out thinking about this place. And it was difficult because I have had the benefit of being more in the room than the rest of you, and really had an opportunity to see this from the inside like I think probably few people ever have. And back when we were remodeling the Capitol, and you all know I was the leader, I had the opportunity to come in this room with my legislative staff in the leadership office when this room was all scaffold to the top. And we walked around on the scaffolding, and we were 3 feet from those paintings watching the artists refurbish the paintings in this chamber. It was remarkable. And we had the opportunity to go around the scaffolding on the outside where the stone carvers from Europe, because we don't have them in this country anymore, because we don't build buildings like this. To talk to the stone carvers and watch them, and most of them couldn't speak English, replacing the decorative marble around the Capitol was, for somebody that came out of the trades, a remarkable experience to go through. So I've had a chance to see it in different ways, and so that you all know on the new building. Well, first let me tell you, that bill passed in the daylight. It's not true it happened in the dark of night. The truth is, when we were marking up the tax bill in our regular committee time from 8:30 to 11, now, in full confession, I was working on an amendment with the Department of Administration to build a new building for the Senate. Because what were we going to do with the Senate when the Capitol was restored? And that decision to build a new building wasn't popular with everybody. But I will never forget that day we marked up that tax bill, and I had the amendment, and I gave it to Senator Rest. And it fit nicely into the public finance article of the tax bill. And we put it in there, we brought it up to the floor, we passed the bill, we went to conference in the daytime, incorporated a conference committee report, brought it to the floor of the House because it was a House file. House members questioned the provision in the public finance article, and Senator Murphy was, or Representative Murphy was there. And there was $3 million appropriated in the tax bill for planning and design for a new building. And the House members questioned Representative Lincheski about that kind of at length on the floor. And someone even said, "Is that whole building in here, or is it just the planning?" And I don't want to speak wrong for her, so if she can send me a text if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure she said, "No, it's just the planning and the design for the new building in there." The building was in there. Little did I think people probably know that at the time that there were appropriation bonds authorized in there that made the whole thing possible. It just had to happen because going back to Nick Coleman for 40 years, this building was falling apart. And plaster was falling off. This building, the Georgia marble was falling apart on the outside. But it was never taken care of for the 40 years we knew it had to be done because nobody could figure out what to do with the Senate. So the first meeting that I had with a world-renowned architect by the name of John Picard was up in 318 in the southeast corner. Some of you remember that was a large hearing room. Lousy one, but a hearing room. And I sat down with this renowned architect, and he asked me a question that I had never given a thought to. He said, "What do you want the building to feel like?" And I said, "Since 1905, when people have come to visit the state Senate, they have come to the Capitol. And I want it to feel like when they come to visit the state Senate going forward, they feel like they're at the Capitol." So I took out a sheet of paper, and there was a discussion going on with admin. Are we going to build this building north of the Capitol in the parking lot, or are we going to build it over in Leif Erikson Park to the west? We wouldn't have had to have another tunnel. There was already a tunnel there. And I had settled on, and admin had finally agreed to do it straight north of the Capitol. So I wanted it in that parking lot, so on a sheet of paper I drew an arc. And I said, I want this building to wrap around the Capitol so that members in their offices and their constituents, when they come to a member's office or one of our hearing rooms, they get the feel of being in the Capitol. And I can tell you what, that architect did an outstanding job putting into the design the feeling of the Capitol. When you go back over there today, just take a look at what that architect did. When you come out of those hearing rooms, when you come out of the elevator, that Capitol, I mean, sometimes it feels like you can touch it. They just did a remarkable job. And I just want you to know that's how it all happened. And it's part of the reason this has been such a difficult decision for me, because I've just been involved in so many things here that it is really hard to let go. Really hard to let go. But, you know, it's kind of like like many of you, we've got Bibles in my home too. And in 2 Corinthians, there's the famous chapter 13 where it says, for everything there is a season. And I've decided that I'm going to move out of one season into another one. And it's largely because of those little heads on that railing up there. I missed soccer games yesterday. Missed them the day before. I'm going to miss another Little League season probably. So to all the after I made the decision March 17th, I just have to say thank you to all the people who sent me text messages or ran into me in the hall that said, Tom Brady did it. Remember? No, I'm not going to do that. But thank you to all of you who have made a comment like that. I want to share with you how it started for me. I was the business manager of the Carpenters Union in northern Minnesota, lived on a beautiful lake, still do. And in June, after the session concluded in 1994, my house member, David Battaglia from Two Harbors, just out of the blue decided he was going to retire. And that was back when filing started in July. So I immediately started to think, you know, when you run a labor union, you think your task really is how do you improve the standard of living, the wages and the working conditions of the people that are paying you. And it occurred to me that if that's really your passion, the rules get made at the state capitol. And that's where you really can make a difference if you want to improve the lives and the work and the conditions of people in the state. So I mulled the idea for a week or so about whether to pursue a seat in the House. And my biggest challenge was I was a single dad. And my boys were 14 and 15, and I spent a lot of time with them. So I was not going to make this decision unless I knew that they were all on board. And they're up there. So what did I do? I took them to the Boundary Waters. We went to Trout Lake, set up a tent on Stony Island in end of June. They were 14 and 15 years old. And we had sitting around the campfire, and I thought, well, this is as good a time as any to kind of test this out. So I said, you boys know what the legislature is? And they said, "Dad, come on," right? And I said, "Well, you know, what would you think about Dad running for the legislature? You know, it would mean that you'd have to spend more time with your mom and less with me because I'm going to be down in St. Paul for the whole winter." And I thought, well, I'll give them a little space of their own. So I got up to go gather up a few sticks for the fire. And I heard my son Mike, the older one, say to the younger one, "Mark, there's this legislative manual, and Dad's picture's going to be in it, and our names will be in it." And so to Mike and Mark, if that conversation had gone different that day, my life would be different. My life turned on Stony Island on Trout Lake. But to them, they gave up a lot. I missed a lot. I wasn't there for a lot. I was late for a lot. So for all those things, I apologize. But this would not have been made possible without you. So I just want to thank you both, Mike and Mark, for making this possible for me. So Senator Osmek mentioned the number of people, 1,380. 1,380 people since statehood have had a chance to have an election certificate in the Senate. We are all members of a really, really small club. A really, really small club. And for me personally, when we were remodeling the Capitol, some of you remember we built parking lots way out on the Capitol lawn because the plaza had to be used for a lay-down area for the construction. So I gave out my parking spot. I was the last leader that parked on the plaza 15 feet from the front of the building. 15 feet. Just a few steps out of my car door into the Capitol. And I was at the elevator. Right, if you face the two bank of elevators, the door to the right, my car was right out the door. And I can tell you, I would drive up to this building at night with it all lit up from the south to pull into my parking spot. And a couple of you have mentioned it. I honestly had to pinch myself that a carpenter from northern Minnesota had this privilege. It has been absolutely remarkable. And I was reminded of it today as I drove up Cedar, coming up here. That's why I come up from down on Shepherd Road. And I saw that Capitol, and I thought, I didn't think it was the last time, because I think there'll be another time. But I got the same feeling that I had when I parked on the plaza. But before I give you my best counsel, take it for whatever it's worth based on my time here, I'd like to give some to the governor. I have served with 5 governors, and they all, of course, like us, were all a little bit different. But this session didn't end in a way that should make anybody proud. And I think both the governor and the leaders should be very careful about pointing fingers over the next few weeks and figure out how we get to a better outcome than where we left last night. It did not serve the people of this state very well. And there's plenty of blame to go around. So let me just suggest to the governor, rather than just sit down with the leaders, park all the bureaucrats, leave them in their frickin' buildings, and call in the chairs of the conference committees. Call in the chairs of the conference committees 2 by 2 and, have your chief of staff there, of course. But, maybe not much more in the room. And figure out where we can't be that far apart. Bring the people in the room that are actually making the decisions, that know the bills, and work through it. Don't try and delegate it to others. And don't put leaders in a position of having to cut a deal and then come back and sell it to their caucus or sell it to their chairs. And I think, Governor, if you do that, we're going to get an outcome that we're all proud of and will serve Minnesota well. Now, to all of you, first, make your parents proud. And my mother passed away about 3 years ago, but I got over the years, she had beautiful cursive writing, even into her 80s. She would write me, you'd almost describe love notes about how proud she was of me. And she told me one time, she said, when your dad sees you on TV, he says, I can't believe that's our son. And she said, he cries. What better reward for a kid to know that your parents are proud of the work you're doing? So think about that as how we handle ourselves around here, so that the way we act, the way we interact with people, the way we finish up the deal makes our parents proud of the work that we do. And then, and this is hard, represent everybody in your district as best you can. Not just the people that voted for you. The people that didn't vote for you, you have a responsibility to represent also. But the nature of politics these days, that's getting more difficult. So I just encourage you to figure out how we all think about how we represent everybody in our districts. And then something on legislative autonomy. Include the governor where you can, but never forget that the legislature is its own branch of government. And it is our job in the Constitution to appropriate the money to write the bills and send them to the governor. And then it's based on the governor's input, it's his decision whether to veto or accept the bills. That's okay. The legislative outcome that I'm probably proudest of in all of them that I was part of here as it relates to the autonomy of the legislature was in 2015. Divided government like this. And the Speaker in the House, who is here, and I rolled up our sleeves, and we were bumping up against the clock to not getting done, like this year. And we were over at the residence because the Capitol was closed, and we weren't going to get to a deal with the governor. It wasn't going to happen. So the Speaker and I sat down, and we carved out an agreement. We went on Almanac on that last Friday night, and we announced that we'd reached an agreement. Governor wasn't happy at the time. We came back that night, called all of our chairs in from all the budget divisions, and we gave them a number. Here's your number, go get it done. And it got done, and we adjourned on time and went home, and the governor vetoed 3 bills. That's okay. That is actually how this is supposed to. Am I running out of battery? He sent us some letters, what he didn't like in them. And our chairs sat down with the governor's people, and we negotiated, some differences. And we took a little bit of the heartburn out of the bills that he didn't like, not all of it, but enough that he was willing to call a special session. And we had that special session over in the state office building, if you remember, because the Capitol was closed under renovation at that point. They had taken it over as soon as we adjourned. And we passed the bills the way it's supposed to work. It took a one-day special session, but you know what? This legislature did its work, and it got it done, and it got it done on time. Because one of the things that concerns me is it seems like the new adjournment isn't the constitutional deadline, that it's, okay, we've reached a deal, but we just need the reviser to catch up. That's not what the Constitution says. And the deadline isn't June 30th in a budget year, which in recent years it seems like that's the thing. Oh, we don't really have to be done on the constitutional deadline. The real deadline is June 30th when state government is going to shut down. That's not what the Constitution says. So let me just challenge everybody to just roll up your sleeves, and you're not going to get everything you want in these things. And get the work done, because the public is watching. I can only imagine what the newspaper stories are today, right? They're probably not very favorable to the legislature. And that is important, because I think most people think Washington, D.C. is broken. And I happen to know just enough about it to know that they really don't do anything out there anymore. The leaders do. The leaders negotiate with the president's people, and they get a deal done, and then everybody flies to Washington, D.C. and votes on it. That's not how it's supposed to work. And I don't want it, and I don't think it serves the people well for it to start to happen that way here. But we're starting to drift that way, where the deals are all made behind the doors, and the public is out of the process, and all of a sudden we come out and we high-five each other how we've reached an agreement, and nobody knows what's in it. So bring back the conference committee process in a real way. In a real way. And I was part of the conversation when we changed the rules back in the 2007, 8, maybe. It was Senator Poggemiller's idea, not mine, but I was a member of the Rules Committee, and we made a change, I think, that had an unintended consequence to it. And we changed the joint rules, House and Senate, and said conference committees can't meet past midnight. But with a 2/3 vote, they can meet till 1 o'clock. If I could go back and pick a date, that's when things started to go behind the curtain. Because now people didn't have to do it in public anymore. I mean, I was on conference committee after conference committee where, you know what? We'd adjourn at 6 in the morning, at 7 in the morning, and we worked all night, House and Senate across the table from each other. But the reason the rule was changed was it was well intended that, hey, we shouldn't be making decisions in the middle of the night when the public's not watching, because we're not on TV. But the consequence of that is that it gave us all an opportunity to go behind the curtain at midnight, and let's all do it privately now. So the rule didn't do what we intended. And you're probably not going to be able to change it, because the press probably will view it as taking the transparency out. So let me suggest a compromise. Adjourn at midnight, just like the rules say you have to. But stay in the room and stay at the table, and you can still keep working, and you can still keep making agreements, but you can't vote on them. Just a thought about how we do a little better job get the legislature reaching some compromise on things. And third, protect this institution. If you're not going to do it, nobody's going to. There are plenty of people out there who don't know what you do, and you can't expect them to understand. But nobody's going to take care and guard this place. It's your responsibility. Those of you that are left here, to protect it, its traditions, its customs. And it's okay if people call you the upper body. It's okay if they say you wear wigs and robes. That's okay. Is that a bad thing if the public actually thinks that we're this esteemed body? That's why we wear jackets and ties, because we want the public to think that there's some level of dignity here. So try to protect that. Try to protect the decorum that we have. And this is because I'm a former tax chair. Be good stewards of the public's money. Think about everything you spend and make sure that it's really, really going to be a return for the people who paid the money. You know, we get into this thing here, well, it's a negligible cost, or, well, that's only $1 million on the spreadsheet. It's a rounding error, people say. But, I remind people every once in a while when they come to ask for something, if I think it's a little unreasonable, I tell them, we don't print the money in the basement here. We actually have to take it from somebody. And there's lots worth doing. But just make sure that you're good stewards of that. And then my final bit of counsel, I think, is this place is bigger than you. But you've been entrusted to serve a period of time in a very privileged place. And Senator Tomassoni said it yesterday. In the big picture of things, you're not that important. The work you do is. The work you do absolutely is. But you and I, you come back here 10, 15 years from now, you walk in that door and they're going to clap because there's a former senator on the floor of the Senate. Nobody's going to know who you are. I remember when Bob Lassard came back on his 80th birthday, and Bob had been here 26 years, a member of the Senate, and he came in that door, and I was sitting over there where Senator Lopez Franzen sits. Most of the people in the room didn't know who he was. And he was during his time, he was a bit of an institution around here, especially in the environmental stuff. So the work you do is important, and you're not that important. But what is important is the message service is sending to your children. Because you're sacrificing a lot to be here. And you take plenty of lumps along the road that are unfair because people don't understand. So you're giving a lot to be here. So thank you for doing that. But it's very easy to get a little full of yourself around here. So maybe every once in a while kind of pinch yourself that everything doesn't revolve around you. The legislature has changed a lot since I came in. Some in good ways, some not so good. When I came in, not one member had a laptop. We didn't have an email address. And if constituents wanted to contact us, they sent us a letter or they gave us a phone call. And that's how we interacted with the public. I would argue an email address has been a real benefit to the public to be able to connect with their elected officials. In 1994, when I was elected, it was the first year that the House was actually on television. We weren't on TV before that. I don't know, Steve Senek can probably tell you how many people watch us. Women in the chamber? you had to wear dresses. That was part of the Senate's dress code. No pantsuits. And that was shortly after I came in, that was changed. So some good things have happened, some not so great. And if you remember one thing from what I have to say in my 40 minutes, and I do realize I am the person keeping you from lunch or keeping you from going home. But there's one thing that really concerns me a great deal, more than anything else. And Senator Eakin and Senator Gazelka touched on it. And this place is not as collegial as it used to be. It has gotten slowly more terse. And I believe some of that is because the public is kind of drifting that way. The activists in the political parties are becoming more ideological than they probably used to be. But I do think to some extent it was an unintended consequence of the campaign finance law that Senator Marty will be forever known for. There used to be receptions just about every night. And members would feel obligated to go. And there's any number of groups that have interests around the Capitol, and members, I'm sure, got really tired of eating chicken wings and celery and potato chips in the evening and having to visit with people you didn't maybe have a whole lot in common with, or a issue that you're not on one of the committees that has jurisdiction over the Snowmobilers Association when they had their day, for example, or the motorcycle riders when they had their day. You maybe didn't have a lot of interest in that, but you know what? There was an expectation that members stop by. And what that created was a forced situation where we got together and we got to know each other outside of the dome of the Capitol, in a little less of a partisan-charged environment, and we got to know each other. And we were forced into those situations because there was kind of an obligation to attend. And when they went away, I think it contributed a great deal to the urban-rural divide in this room, because the rural people were still stuck here in town, right? So we still, to this day, we go out and have dinner together, and we have breakfast together. We maybe go have a glass of wine together, because we're stuck here. But when those little receptions went away, Metro members, they had a chance to get out of here and get home. So now we just don't have the kind of events where we're together after work getting to know each other. And I'm not sure how we bring that back, but it would be unfair for me to not suggest some idea about something, small thing maybe you could do. Senator Miller, let me suggest that the Bakasoni suite upstairs, maybe it should be a gathering place, like Thomasoni's office has been forever, as long as I've served with him. Maybe there should be someone suggested there be a soft serve ice cream machine up there where you could go up and get an ice cream cone and kind of bump into each other, right? Maybe you put a hot dog roller up there, someone suggested, where you can go up there and, roll yourself a hot dog. But a place where we can kind of gather, little thing, maybe a dumb idea. I'd suggest you use part of the Senate budget to do it. I wouldn't use the caucus's money. The public will benefit from that if we just kind of create a little space off the floor, away from our offices, where we can just kind of go and sit down and get to know each other a little bit. And maybe we can break down some of those barriers that are where we seem to be drifting apart. And then, let me say, sometime, and this is an Iron Ranger, right? And Senator Tomassoni talked about it yesterday. Don't lose sight of where things come from. As we've gotten to be more of an urbanized country, you know, there's not Grandma and Grandpa's farm anymore to go out to. So just kind of think about that as we move forward. Think about the supply chain issue. And I'll give you an example. When you get in your car to leave today, I'll bet you when you look out over that hood, that's Minnesota iron ore. You ever give that a thought? Where things come from. Because 80% of the new steel in this country that doesn't have any impurities in it, that has to hold a finish coat of paint, because you can have any kind of junky steel in concrete, and Johnson Stewart will tell you that. You can have all kinds of recycled steel in there, but you can't have recycled steel in a car body or in an appliance shell, because you can't have any impurities because it'll rust. So just as you move forward and think about things like renewable energy or climate change, electric vehicles, they're great to be for, but you got to think about the supply chain that it takes in order to accomplish the task that you want to get to. Otherwise, you're never going to get there. So that's my pitch for the critical metals in the North, and billions of dollars for the permanent school fund. And most of the permanent school fund is for mining now. So in those weeks that I've been driving back and forth, the one thing that keeps coming into my head is, how did I do? My constituents trusted me to come here. How did I do? And I went through the same kind of experience after I left the Carpenters Union after 20 years as a business manager. I started to think about, okay, my membership entrusted me to be responsible for their contract, to be responsible for growing the number of work hours that we have, making sure the contractors from other states weren't coming in taking work from local contractors and local workers. That was my job. And after I left there for 20 years, I thought it all through, and I thought, you know, I did okay. We didn't have a pension fund when I started in the Carpenters. We didn't have dental insurance. We didn't have eyeglasses. We didn't have a supplemental pension either. I mean, so we did a great deal, so I felt pretty good. And I can tell you, I'm leaving today, and I feel pretty good. And I feel pretty good for my grandchildren. Because I think in some little ways, in my time here, and a lot of people have helped, I've made just a little bit of a difference in some places that Minnesota is going to be a better place going forward. And I hope you all get a chance to feel that when you leave, because it does feel awful good. But I didn't know when I announced I was going to leave, it was going to be so emotional. It's something I had never thought about. I put that press release out on March 17th in the morning, and I headed north. And all of a sudden, I started getting text messages, voicemails, emails from people, hundreds of them. And they all had basically the same line. It was like a frickin' canned email. It said, "Happy for you, sad for me." And I just can't tell you how good that felt. And it caused me to think back on all of the things that I've had the opportunity to be part of here. Because all of those people I had worked with on something. Some things big, Senator Rosen, when we worked on the stadium, and lots of things small, but important to somebody. And I drive around my district, and I can see things almost at every milepost somewhere that I had some hand in. Likely wasn't my idea, but somebody had a great idea, and they needed some legislation or a little bit of money to help make it happen. And it feels pretty good today to be able to drive around and do that. So now, finally, to my wife, Laura. You heard Senator Tomassoni talk about her yesterday. It's true. She has been with David Tomassoni longer than me. He's had her 22 years. I've only had her 21. So she was with me. She was at the Senate, and I was in the House. And when we got married, I was actually still in the House. But she understands this place better than any of us. She started in the House in 1975, right out of high school. She's going to kill me for this. But it has been a huge benefit to me, because all of you know how hard it is to explain what you do to your spouse at home. It's pretty, you can't. You just can't. So I've just had this remarkable opportunity with Laura that she has given me all the latitude and all the time and all the understanding that a member of the legislature could ever dream of having. And she is such a big part of any successes that I've had here. Laura, I cannot say thank you enough. I love you. We're getting close. To my constituents, I can't say thanks enough, but I have to say I am blessed with a district that might be a little different than most of yours. And maybe I like to think that it's our Scandinavian ancestry up there, that people still think that government is part of the solution to problems. And they maybe have a little bit more trust in government than maybe some of the rest of you have in your districts. That's a huge benefit. And the benefit for me was, in all my years here, in all the votes I have taken, not one time have I ever given a thought to looking over my shoulder thinking, oh my gosh, what are my constituents going to think? How's this going to impact my next election? I have had an extreme benefit of not having to worry about that because of my constituents' trust in me and their belief in the work that we do here. So I just can't say thanks enough to them for trusting in me all these years, many times for maybe not understanding why I made the decision that I made, but understanding also that maybe I have a little bit more information about the issue than they have, and they've been incredibly supportive. I told you about back when we remodeled the Capitol, and I'm in my parking spot, and I told you about 2015, how proud I was of how the legislature exercised its autonomy as an equal branch of government. When we adjourned that year, I went home on Wednesday. It was May 20th. And I walked across to the south, across the, well, it wasn't the lawn because we had tore it up and made parking. And I got in my car and I looked in my rearview mirror and I saw the Capitol. And it was all draped in scaffolding. I took a picture of my mirror, of the Capitol in my rear view mirror. So I've used that line many times because my standard line, if you've ever called me on a Thursday or a Friday when I'm headed north, and it happens a lot, where I'll call people because I kind of save my phone calls for when I'm on the road, and people will say, oh, where are you? And I'll say, I've got the Capitol in my rear view mirror, and it's my favorite view. Because I knew I was going north. Who in Minnesota doesn't want to go north, right? But tomorrow, tomorrow, when I look in that mirror and pull out, it's going to feel different. Not sure I'm quite ready for that yet. I've always thought about the session on my drive north. How did I do? What could I have done different? Oh, maybe I can pick that up and do that next year. Never turn the radio on, so I can just kind of think on that final day going north, how did it turn out? And some years were better than others. This one ain't so great. And I'm not going to be able to come back next year and fix the things that didn't get done. But I just have to deeply, very, very deeply thank Senator Gazelka, because he would not have had to reach out to me in 2020. He had a majority. But he knew I was somebody that, I like to get things done. I mean, that's just how carpenters think. We just think. We build stuff, right? And at the end of the day, we like to look back and see that we've accomplished something for our day's labors. And he understood that. So he gave me the opportunity to become an independent and join his caucus and be a committee chair. And it has been valuable insight for me to be in the room in both caucuses. Somebody no one else here has had the opportunity to experience. And I just can tell you, having done that, you are way more alike as Democrats and Republicans than you know. There are few things that divide you and a lot that you agree on. So I do think, Senator Miller, if you get that soft serve machine and that hot dog roller up there, you'll learn that about each other, that there's a lot you can do together. And if we rebuild a little stronger collegial attitude in here, we will be more willing to do things for each other. And that's what used to happen here. I mean, years ago, the whole lobbying corps used to laugh about how the Iron Rangers and Minneapolis ran the legislature because we took care of each other, because we had a lot of commonalities. And we still do have a lot of commonalities. Many of the challenges that the inner cities have with poverty and lack of jobs and opportunity is real in rural Minnesota. There's a lot of commonalities, but there's a growing number of people that don't know it because we don't know each other like we used to. So I just would encourage everybody to work harder at that. So the benefit, Senator Gazelka, that you gave me, let me put it in a song. And most of you in here, I think, aren't old enough. You probably weren't born when this song came out. Jeremy Miller, what year were you born? 1967. Joni Mitchell sang a song. You don't know that, but you all know the lyrics. It's called Both Sides Now. And it talks about seeing clouds from both sides and life from both sides and love from both sides. Senator Gazelka, you've given me an opportunity that I never dreamed I would have to see this place from both sides of the aisle inside. And it has been incredibly rewarding for me. So I just want to thank you for your willingness to do that. And to everybody who has, not only you, but the people out in the hall and the staff and everybody that work around here, for everybody that I've laughed with, cried with, rejoiced with, who helped me up when I was down, who gave me a high five when we accomplished kind of remarkable things. But mostly, thank you for being my friend. And thank you for the memories that I will cherish forever that we were able to be a part of together. Now, Mr. President, I'd like to make a fake motion.
That fake motion, Senator Bakk.
To my fake motion, Mr. President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn sine die.
Senator Bakk moves a fake motion to adjourn sine die. All those in favor of the fake motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? The fake motion does prevail. So members, there's a couple of individuals who have some announcements. Before we leave, I have a list of senators I'd like to see at the desk after we finish the announcements. Senator Torres, Ray Champion, Kiffmeyer, Miller, Lopez Franzen, and Fateh, if you'd come to the president's desk after the announcement. Senator Swedzinski, I think, had something he wanted to add.
Yeah, on behalf of the Civility Caucus, the theme of the day seemed to be building relationships. So we've got cookies back there, compliments of the leaders. I thank you both. Senator Curran and I would love to have a cookie with you before you go.
And on behalf of the retiring members, we appreciate you all being here and listening to our laughs, our cries, and everything we did today. So on behalf of all the retiring members, thank you.